Hey everyone, I'm Everyday Buddyfighter. This is the deck profile for Folktales from America Fighters, Miko and Mel. English release date September 14, 2018. Your flag is Dungeon World, of course, with the buddy being Red Riding Hood Emma. The most important card in your combos. The only item is, of course, Illusion's Folktale Ex Librio. Of course, this card is crucial in all your combos, so you have to play it for. Starting off our monster lineup with the size zeros, it's 3 of 7 dwarves. This card is an item searcher and also gives you an extra life, which is a nice boost. 3 copies of Snow White Crystal, as this card does get monsters from your drop into your soul. Also boosts the power of all your monsters, not just your size 3s, and it works on field or in soul. 4 copies of the buddy, Red Riding Hood Emma. This card is crucial in your combo since it does add cards into soul, while also boosting a nice double attack with 6,000 power, which mostly guarantees that it will go off. 2 copies of the 12th Witch. Since I tried playing it at 3 or 4, it gets very cloggy at that point since its ability really only works with Biblio skill, otherwise I lose a card in my hand. It's not really too important to get a gauge in life otherwise. 2 copies of Short Texan, since it not only protects your size 3s from being destroyed by card effects on the field, it does give all your cards 1 extra crit, which means with Emma will have 2 crit with double attack, which is very nice. 2 copies of Hunter Jordan, since I have to either choose a gauge or a draw, and there are other cards in the deck that let me do both. 2 copies of Sleeping Princess Steph, since it rests your opponent's card and prevents rest, but otherwise doesn't have any other use, doesn't net you any advantage. 2 is fine. 2 copies of Ideal Prince, since honestly you don't really want to call this card ever. You just want to get into your soul through other abilities. 2 copies of Illusion Dragon, Red Cape Dragons. This is the most aggressive of the dragons, just straight up 7 crit, smack you in the face. 2 copies of Illusion's Dragon, Snow White Dragon. This card pops and has triple attack and can also be used as a defensive card, but more likely you're going to use this to try and finish off your opponent. 2 copies of Illusion's Dragon, Thorns Dragon. This is probably the most defensive card in your deck. Stand Prevention is not the same thing as resting, so it does good around certain cards. Starting our spell lineup with Miracle Fighters. You will search out your item or one of the dragons, either or. 3 copies of Unfreezing, because I'm playing Dungeon World. Hexen Ritual is a gauge and draw card, and as a counter, it will help you dodge attacks by just popping attack target. 3 copies of Deadly Serious Shuffle. Of course, the benefit of this card is that you don't have to pop one of your monsters, but you can pop another of your monsters to draw a card, gain 2 life. I would just pop a card that isn't being attacked. 3 copies of Red Cape Roulette. It's into the future, but for Folktales. 3 copies of Grim Ash, since this card is very useful in just going through your deck and just putting in cards that you don't really want to draw into the soul of your active Leo. 3 copies of Illusion's Tea Time. It is a gauge and draw the deck, and also can put monsters from your drop into the soul of your active Leo. If it wasn't a card and once returned, I would definitely play this at 4. 2 copies of Wonder Princess. I know some people play this at 3, and I definitely understand why, but at the same time I can only play one of them, and it only gives me a gauge, so I don't want to have extra copies in my hand that I can't use. And ending off the deck is 2 copies of Marching Decoration. Well, I know this is already an OTK heavy deck. It does not hurt to just pop cards that you find problematic. That's it for this deck profile. Next time I will do a deck profile on battle buildings, and I'll see you later.